Hello, my amazing friends! It's me, Mrs. Puzzle Piece, where every piece matters, especially you. Today we are going to learn something very special together. Today we are going to learn letter sounds. Letter sounds are very important because when we learn letter sounds, our brains get ready to read. And reading helps us understand books. It helps us understand stories. And it helps us learn amazing new things every day. Every letter has a name, and every letter has a sound. When we put letter sounds together, we can start building words. And words help us read. So today we are going to listen very carefully. We are going to sing our sounds together. We are going to repeat them together. And we are going to help our brains remember them. Sometimes learning sounds can feel new, but that is okay. Because every time we practice, our brains grow stronger. And every time we repeat, our brains remember better. So let's have fun learning together. Are you ready? Let's begin. A says ah. Ah, ah, ah. B says b. B, b, b. C says k. K, k, k. D says d. D, d, d. E says e. E, e, e. You are doing amazing! Your brain is listening to new sounds, and your brain is already starting to remember them. When we hear sounds again and again, our brain starts to learn them better, and that helps reading feel easier later. So let's repeat it so we can remember it. A says ah. Ah, ah, ah. B says b. B, b, b. C says k. K, k, k. D says d. D, d, d. E says e. E, e, e. Wonderful remembering! You are doing such a great job learning your sounds. Let's repeat it so we can remember it. A says ah. Ah, ah, ah. B says b. B, b, b. C says k. K, k, k. D says d. D, d, d. E says e. E, e, e. Amazing learning! Every time you practice a sound, your brain learns a little more. And every time you hear it again, your brain remembers it a little better. That is why practice is so important. And that is why you are doing such a wonderful job today. Now we are ready to learn even more letter sounds together.
Wonderful learning, my amazing friends. You just practiced some very important letter sounds. And your brain did such a great job listening. When we listen carefully to sounds, our brain starts to remember them. And when our brain remembers sounds, we can begin reading words. Reading is like solving a puzzle. Each letter sound is a piece of the puzzle. And when we put those pieces together, words begin to appear. That is why practicing sounds is so important. And every time you practice, your brain grows stronger. So now we are going to learn some more sounds together. Listen carefully and sing with me if you want. Ready? Let's continue learning. F says f. G says g, 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 g. H says h, h, h. I says I, 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 I. J says j, 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 j. You are doing amazing learning. Your brain is hearing new sounds. And every time we repeat sounds, our brain remembers them better. So let's repeat it so we can remember it. F says f, 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 f. G says g, 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 g. H says h, h, h. I says I, 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 I. J says j, 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 j. That was wonderful remembering. Let's repeat it again so our brain remembers even stronger. F says f, 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 f. G says g, 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 g. H says h, 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 h. I says I, 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 I. J says j, 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 j. Amazing work! Let's practice one more time so we really remember it. F says f, 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 f. G says g, 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 g. H says h, 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 h. I says I, 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 I. J says j, 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 j. You are becoming such a great learner. Now, let's listen for these sounds in words. F says f. So when we hear the word fish, we hear the f sound. G says g. So when we hear the word goat, we hear the g sound. H says h. So when we hear the word hat, we hear the h sound. I says I. So when we hear the word igloo, we hear the I sound. J says j. So when we hear the word jelly, we hear the j sound. And that is how reading begins. We hear sounds, we see letters, and our brain connects them together. That is why practicing sounds is so powerful. And you practiced them today. You listened, you repeated, and your brain learned. That makes me very proud of you. And every time you come back to learn, you will grow even smarter. You will remember even more, and you will keep building your learning puzzle. If you liked learning with me, ask a grown-up to like, follow, and subscribe to Mrs. Puzzle Piece. Because every piece matters, especially you. And remember, you are special. You are smart. You are amazing. You make me proud. I love you just the way you are. I am here for you, always and forever.